So as in the last video we have discussed about the fifth A group elements. So in today's video we are going to discuss about the sixth A group elements. So let me write here down sixth A group elements. Alright, which are also known as, like the sixth group is also known as oxygen family. Also known as oxygen family. So sixth A group is also known as oxygen family, as you can see here in the periodic table. So let me mark here, this is the sixth A group elements and which is also known as oxygen family. Alright, so as I am counting the elements of the sixth A group element, so those are six. Alright, first oxygen, second we have sulfur, then selenium, then tellurium, then polonium and livmorium. Alright, so we have six elements in the sixth A group elements. So let me write here the names of the elements. So elements of sixth A group. First we do have oxygen. Alright, so let me change the color. First is oxygen. Second we do have sulfur. So let's see what we do have third element. So that is selenium. Fourth we have, as you can see here, tellurium. Let me write here down. Alright, so fifth we have polonium and the last we have livmorium. This is polonium and last we do have livmorium. Alright, so let's talk about their representations, or I'm talking about their symbols. So oxygen is always represented with capital O. So capital O is the symbol of oxygen. Alright, sulfur has a symbol of S, capital S, and selenium, as you can see here, we have the symbol which is capital S and small e. Capital S and small e. Then we have tellurium and it has a symbol of capital T and small e. Then we have polonium. Alright, it has the symbol of capital P and small o. Then we have livmorium, which has a symbol of capital V L and small v. Alright, so let's talk about the atomic number, like what atomic numbers they do have. So let me write here, let me make the arrows first. So here I'm making the arrows. Alright, I'm going to write the atomic number with the this color, Alright, so as you can see here, oxygen has atomic number of 8. So oxygen has 8. Then you can see sulfur has atomic number of 15, not 15 but 16, because 15 is the atomic number of phosphorus. Then sulfur has 16. Then you can see here selenium has atomic number of 34. Here I am writing 34. Then tellurium has atomic number of 52. Here is 52. Then polonium has atomic number of 84. 84. Last limonium, it has an atomic number of 116, as you can see here. 116. Now let's talk about their shells. Alright, as I have told in my first video as well, period represents the shells. So as you can see here, oxygen is in the second period. Alright, let me use this color. This is the first period we do have, this is the second period. So oxygen is in the second period and it will always have two shells. Then sulfur is in the third period and it will have three shells. Then selenium is in the fourth period and it will have four shells. Then tellurium has five shells because it is in the fifth period. Then polonium will have six shells because it is in the sixth period, and limonium will have seven shells because it is in the seventh period. So let me make the structure so that it can be more clear to you that how many shells are present and how many shells they do have. So I'll be making the shells, or I'll be making the structure of first two elements. Alright, I'll be making the structure of first two elements. Here you can see oxygen and sulfur. So I am going to make here, initially I'm going to write here structure of first two elements of the 6th group. Alright, so oxygen, first of all we are going with the oxygen because oxygen is the first element of the 6th group. So here I am going with the oxygen. Alright, and oxygen has an atomic number of 8. Alright, so I am going to make here the structure. This is the nucleus. As this is in the second period, so it will have only two shells. So one shell and second shell. Alright, so I am going to write here down. This is nucleus. Now we do have 8 electrons. Alright, 8 is the atomic number which is represented with capital Z. Alright, so it has 8 electrons. So for 2 electrons will be in the first shell, and then 8 minus 2 is 6. So 6 are remaining and 6 will be in the second shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As you can see here, it has 6 cells. 6 cells it has. So always, like 6th group elements will always have 6 electrons in their outermost shell or in their valence shell. Alright, all 6 group elements will have 6 electrons in their valence shell. So let me write here down. It has how many valence electrons? 6 valence electrons. And how many shells it has? Since it is in the second period, so it has 2 shells. K and L only. 2 shells. As you can see here, this is the K and this is the L. KL, then we have Mn. Alright. So now I am going to make the structure of sulfur. Sulfur. And as you can see here, the sulfur atomic number is 16. Alright. So it has atomic number of 16. Since sulfur is in the third group, so it will have 3 shells with it. Alright, it will have three shells. So now I'm going to make the structure. This is nucleus, this is the first shell, this is the second shell. Since it has three shells, so I'm going to make three shells. Alright, so this is nucleus. Two will be in the first shell, so I'm making two. Since we have the electronic configuration, which is 2, 8, then again 8, then 18, then 18, then 32. So second shell has 8 electrons. Alright, let me make this properly because it's looking 18 as well. This is comma. Alright, so second shell has 8 electrons. 2 are in the first shell. Second has 8 electrons. For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10. 8 plus 2 is 10. 16 minus 10 is 6. So again 6 electrons are remaining. So 6 elements will be in the last shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As you can see here, it has 6 electrons as well. 6 electrons. And how many shells it has? It has 3 shells. Since I told you that all sixth group elements will have 6 electrons in their outermost shell, and shells would are like dependent on the periods. So oxygen is in the second period, so it has 2 shells, and sulfur is in the third period, so it has 3 shells. So this was all for today. As you can see here, selenium is in the fourth period, so it will have 4 shells and it will have 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Titanium is in the fifth period and it will have 5 shells and it will have 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Polonium is in the sixth period and it will have 6 shells and it will have 6 electrons in its outermost shell. Then limorium, it is in the seventh period and it will have 7 shells and it will have 6 electrons in its outermost shell as well. So this was all for today, as we have discussed about the 6th A group elements. In the next video we'll be going with the 7th A group elements.